Hello and welcome to today's workout. You're going to need an exercise mat and a set of resistance bands, ideally a light and a medium and a heavier if you are feeling stronger. We're using bands in every single one of these exercises today, and we've got 10 different exercises in our circuit. We're going to be completing this circuit twice through with 90 seconds rest between rounds 1 and 2. Each exercise 35 seconds with 20 seconds rest. We've got some in-depth demos coming up which I recommend that you watch before beginning this workout, and when you come back to do this exercise or this session for a second time, you can jump to the 6-minute mark where the exercise or where the workout will begin. Next up, the exercises. Seated chest press with the band, working the pectorals, the large muscles of the chest. Take a resistance band around the back of a chair and underneath the arms. Wrap that band around the hands. The more you wrap it round, the harder the level of resistance, and obviously this will depend on the length of the band. Press those arms forward and slightly up. This is going to help work the large muscles of the chest. If you have a high backed chair, you can actually place the band and position it so it comes over the top of the shoulders so you keep your arms parallel to the floor. Alternatively, you can also wrap the band just around the shoulders, bringing it underneath the arms in the same way as shown in the video here. To complete the deadlift with a resistance band, take the feet on the band, hip width apart, toes facing forward. Wrap the band around the hands to the correct level of resistance, and then hinge at the hip, drop the chest in and lean forwards, and effectively hinging at the hip, dropping down. Drive through those heels, and then standing up, locking the hips out at the top, pressing forward and squeezing the bum cheeks together at the top. Very effective way of doing this exercise at home with minimal equipment. Bent over banded row. So take the feet in a hip width position with the band underneath the feet. Take a bend at the knees, push the hips back, and we want a nice straight line through the hips to the shoulder. We're going to pull through with the band, keep the elbows nice and close to the rib cage, squeeze the shoulder blades together as you pull through, working the mid and upper back, eyes diagonally down and forward, keeping the chin off the chest. Resistance band pulses. This is a fantastic little exercise for the shoulders and for the upper back. So we're going to take a wide grip position on our resistance band. We're going to open up the chest for 3 pulses, pulling those shoulder blades together behind. Then we're going to come over the head into a wide position, pulling down with the band. So squeeze the shoulder blades for 3, over the top, and pulling apart for 3, pulling those shoulder blades down. Lying leg press with the resistance band. So wrap the resistance band around the hands, lie on your back, and the resistance band should be over the ball of the foot. Press forward, extending the leg out in front. Take care not to lock the knee out, and then return to that start position. To make this harder, either use a heavier resistance band or wrap that band around the hand a little further. A fantastic quadricep and hip flexor exercise, front of the upper thigh and the hip muscles. Upright row with the resistance band. So take one foot on the band, wrap the band around the hands, and then we're going to pull that band almost as if pulling the thumbs up the side of the torso, high elbows pulling up to the top of the chest. Working the outside of the shoulders, top of the chest and upper back for this exercise. Quite a tough exercise, so you may need to lighten that resistance as you go. If you want to make this harder, obviously wrap the band around the hands a little bit more, or place the second foot on the band, thus shortening it and making it more challenging. To complete the tricep extension exercise with the resistance band, all you need to do is take your one arm over the top of the head with the resistance band and then clasp the other end of that band with the bottom arm at the lower back. From here you can extend the arm over the top. Make sure you have the correct level of resistance by either shortening your grip on the band or wrapping it around the hand to increase the intensity and resistance level. Bridge with the resistance band. So we're going to lie on our backs, 90-degree bend at the knees, press through the heels, lift up through the hips, but we're going to take the band across the hips, and then we're going to use those hands to hold that band in place, and we're going to press those hips up against that resistance. For this exercise, it's important that you don't have too much resistance, so loosen that band off as applicable. Squeeze the glutes, the bum cheeks hard at the top of the movement, and make sure you lower under control. Don't let that band press you back down too quickly, and we're looking for a straight line through the shoulder, through the hip, and through the knee at the top of this movement. Resistance band bicep curl. We start with one foot on the band and we curl up, rotating the palm so that it faces the chest at the top. To make this harder, we can wrap that resistance band around the hand, therefore shortening it and making it more challenging, or we can place the second foot on the band. This is much more challenging, but the position is much more neutral and much more natural compared to the original exercise with a dumbbell. Lateral raise, working the outside of the shoulders. Now, as you can see here in this video, we're doing it with a resistance band, with one foot placed on the center of the band, keeping a slight bend at the elbow and lifting up to shoulder height. Take care not to come above shoulder height, as we're no longer working the side of the shoulders. You can also do this exercise with a set of dumbbells instead of a resistance band in exactly the same way. Finally, if you want to make this exercise harder with the resistance band, you can either place the other foot on the resistance band, shortening it and making the resistance harder, or you can wrap it around the hands, again making it more challenging. So those are our 10 different exercises for this set. Pause this video now if you need to get any of your equipment, if you need to get a drink, because we're going to be off in around 10 seconds. We're going to be kicking off with that chest press. So we're going to be seated with the band underneath the arms, pressing forwards. So if you're ready, we're off in 10 seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, let's go. So taking that band either behind the back of your chair or around your back and then pressing diagonally forwards. Wrap that band around the hands. Going to make that harder. Keep those palms facing down, nice straight wrists as you press forward. A very effective way to work the chest, work the front of the shoulders as well. Again, we're using bands for every single one of these exercises today. You can use these in other sets as we move forward, but it's a brilliant way of using minimal equipment to work the full body. We've got 5 seconds left. 3, 2, 1, and relax. Fantastic. Good. 20 seconds rest. Deadlifts coming up next. So for this next one, we're going to be working the hamstrings and the glutes and the lower back. So back of the upper thigh, the bum muscles and the lower back. You may well want a medium or a heavy band for this one if you have it available. So feet hip width apart on that band. We're off in 5 seconds. Wrap that band around the hands now. 3, 2, 1. And let's go. So we're hinging at the hip, dropping down, and then driving up through those heels. Push those hips forward. Lean that chest in as you come down. Take care not to lean the chest before you push the bum back. You should not be feeling this in the mid or lower back. This is a lower body exercise. Very effective way of completing this exercise with a resistance band. Normally, traditionally in the gym, we'd be doing this with something like an Olympic bar, a weighted bar. But this is just as effective at home. Minimal space, minimal equipment. We're nearly there. 3, 2, 1, and relax. Brilliant. 20 seconds rest. Bent over row. So if you've got a heavier band on there, you want to swap this for a medium or a light resistance band. We've got bent over row. So same start position. We're going to lean that chest in, and then we're going to row through, squeezing the shoulder blades together. Harder than it looks, this one. So don't get too overconfident in this first round. We're off in 3, 2, 1. Okay, let's go. So lean that chest in and then pulling through. Keep those elbows nice and close to the rib cage. Nice straight line up through the hip, through to the shoulder, making sure we're not arching that upper back. And then we've got a nice bend at that knee and then pulling through. Perfect. Very good. Trying to squeeze those shoulder blades together so they're closer as they come together at the top. That's it. Good. 10 seconds left. Eyes want to be diagonally forward, keeping that chin off the chest. Nearly there. 3, 2, 1, and relax. Good. Perfect. Got shoulder pulses coming up next. So definitely want a light resistance band for this one. And then we want to take a wide grip on that band. The closer you hold your hands on that band, the closer the hands are together, the harder this is going to be. So don't go too hard. 3, 2, 1, and let's go. So nice wide position, and then we're going to pulse for 3, and then come over the top, pulse for 3. Good. And then back to the start, parallel to the floor. Pull the shoulder blades together as if you're trying to squeeze them together as you pull out, and then pulling the shoulder blades down as you open up over the top. Although it might seem that this is an arm exercise, it's much more to do with how we're sliding those shoulder blades down the back when we're overhead, and then sliding them together, closer together as we open up when the arms are in front of the chest. Nearly there. 2, 1, and relax. Very good. Leg press, so lying down on the mat this time. I'm going to recommend that you do this all on one leg for this round, and we do the other leg in round 2. So lying on your back, 1 foot on the band. We're going to start with a bent knee. You may need to wrap that band around the hands to get the correct level of resistance for this. And then we're going to press that leg forwards. 3, 2, 1, and go. So lying on your back and press forward. Keeping those elbows tucked into the sides. You've got a nice strong grip. Taking care not to lock that knee out as you press forward. And you want that band to be quite close to the heel, or certainly over the mid part of the foot. Making sure that we're not going to slide off as we do this. This is going to work the quadriceps, front of the upper thigh, and the hip flexor. Very effective way of doing this as a stepping exercise, but lower impact. Great if you have any knee issues. Means you can work these muscles without putting too much tension through them in one go. Great for rehab as well. And relax there. Good. Upright row coming up next. So we're going to be standing up. You're almost certainly going to want a light resistance band for this. 1 foot on the band is going to be easier. 2 feet on the band is going to be much harder. Wrap the band around the hands, and then we're going to be lifting up. Nice high elbows coming up to the top of the chest. We're off in 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, let's go. Upright row. So rowing up, and then we're pulling up, keeping those elbows nice and high as we pull through, coming up to just the top of the chest. Good. Sideways on, nice high elbows. Making sure we're not leaning that chest in as we lift up. Working the side of the shoulders, working the upper chest, and working the mid to upper back with this one as well. Brilliant exercise, this one. Much harder if we put that second foot on the band. So I would recommend that your first point to make this harder, if you want to, is to wrap the hands around the band a little bit further. That will, of course, depend on the length of the bands that you're using. And relax there. Good. Tricep extension. Really working those arms hard today. So we're going to take a light resistance band. Take it in one hand, wrap it around the hand, throw it over your shoulder, reach behind with the other hand to take a grip, and then we're going to extend that top arm over the head. 3, 2, 1, and go. So gripping with the bottom hand and then extending over the head with the other arm. Now you can swap halfway through with this one, but the time it will take, I would recommend that you do all on one arm, same as we did with our single leg press, and then we do all on the other arm in round 2. If you are changing, you need to be thinking about doing that now. Good. Keep that going. Keep that nice big extension. Try not to flare that elbow out to the side. Try and let it face forward as much as you can. It's harder with this one because of the way that we're moving that band over the top of the head. And relax there. Good. Bridge with the resistance band. This is a great little addition with the band. Very, very good. Now, if you find this too hard, you can do this without the band. So you can do classic bridge. But lying on your back, 90-degree bend at the knees. We're going to press through those heels and we're going to lift the hips off the floor. Squeeze the glutes at the top, but we're going to take that band across the hips and hold it down with the hands. Obviously, the amount of slack you leave in the band is going to determine how hard this exercise is, but this is a great addition. In the gym environment, we often do this with a weight. Sometimes you can do this with a kettlebell. If you've got a kettlebell at home, you can rest it on the thighs. Works just as effectively. You just use the hand to hold it there. But also in the gym, we would do this with something like an Olympic bar, often referred to as hip press or glute bridge. It is a great exercise for working the bum muscles, the lower back, and the hamstrings, back of the upper thigh. So lift and squeeze. And we're going to go 1 more, 2, 1, and relax. Good. Nearly there for this round. We've got 2 to go. And then we've got 90 seconds rest. So bicep curl. So I would take a lighter resistance band for this one. And then we're going to go 1 foot on the band to start with. Wrap the band around the hands. And then we're going to alternate hands, curling up so the palm faces the chest at the top before returning to the start. We're off in 3, 2, 1, and go. So nice straight back. Split stance, 1 foot in front of the other. And curling up. Now you can make this harder by wrapping that band around the resistance, around your hands. Or you can put that second foot on the band, therefore shortening it and making it much, much harder. This is a much more neutral position. Can, if you want to make this harder still, is cross that band over the middle. Now having to work against that resistance, providing more stimulus, more challenge. We're nearly there. and relax. Very good. Okay, 20 seconds rest. Just to finish those arms off for round one, we've got lateral raise. 1 foot on the band, definitely for this one. And then we're going to lift those arms up. Slight bend at the elbows, lifting up to shoulder height, out to the side. Big T position for this one. We're off in 5 seconds. 4, 3, 2, 1, and go. Now these are smaller muscles, the shoulders, so they will fatigue very quickly. So if you have a light resistance band, that's going to be the best bet. You may have a couple of dumbbells available, which you could use for this as well if you find the band is too heavy on the resistance. Or, to be perfectly honest, a couple of cans of beans or a couple of 500ml bottles of water will still prove very demanding for this. Keep those coming. Just coming up to shoulder height. Keep that slight bend at the elbow. Nearly there. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and relax. Very good, everybody. So we've got 90 seconds rest now. And then we're going to go back to the start with our seated chest press. So grab yourselves a drink. Stretch anything off you need to. So we're going to be counting down 35 seconds to the start of round number 2 shortly. So if you haven't had a drink, please do make sure you have one now. Think about your bands and equipment choice for round 2. If you need lighter bands or you're going to swap out some of those like lateral raises for dumbbells, make sure they're available for you now. We're going to kick off with seated chest press. So we're going to be in our chair. And we're going to wrap that over either around the back or around the back of the chair and coming underneath the arms. So get yourself ready. We are off in 10 seconds. Round number 2, set number 2. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Let's go. So round number 2, 10 stations, 10 exercises to go. Nice big press forwards, working that chest. Perfect. So everything should be a little bit more tired by now, but also should be feeling warmed up. You should be feeling strong. Good. Keeping that chin off the chest as you're pressing forwards. You have got 10 seconds left to go for this one. Keep those coming. Keep nice high elbows. Nice straight wrists. 4, 3, 2, 1, and relax. Good. 20 seconds rest. We've got deadlifts coming up next, so you're going to want your medium to heavy resistance band, feet hip width apart, standing on the band. Wrap it around the hands, and then we're going to start in a standing position with the palms at the side, hinging at the hip, dropping down, and then pressing through those heels, coming back up. 4, 3, 2, 1. Let's go. So dropping down, standing up. Good. Should be good amounts of tension through the whole range of movement with this one. The most neutral position should be at the very top when you're locked out in a normal standing position. You should just feel the tension through the hands at that point. Very good. 15 seconds left to go. Pull those shoulder blades back at the same time as you drive those hips forward. Squeeze the bum cheeks at the top. Engaging those glutes. Working those hamstrings. 3, 2, 1, and relax. Fantastic. So you're going to want a lighter band, but we're going to start in that same position, bent over row. So light to medium resistance band, light for most people for this one. And standing on the band, feet hip width apart, hinging at the hip, leaning in forwards, pulling through, brushing both elbows past the rib cage. We're off in 4, 3, 2, 1. Bent over row. Let's go. So pulling through, squeeze the shoulder blades together. Now if you find this exercise particularly uncomfortable, some people do, you can do this in a seated position with the legs out straight, seated row. So bands would be over the feet and then you would be sitting up straight, pulling through. So very good. Keep those coming. Squeezing those shoulder blades together, last 10 seconds. You should be fatiguing in the last 5 to 8 seconds of these rounds. That's how you know you've got your resistance right. Okay, good. Rest there. 20 seconds rest. Shoulder pulses, light resistance band for the next one, please. So arms out in front, wide grip on the band, pulsing for 3, over the top of the shoulders, over the top of the head, pulsing for 3, and repeat. Good. 5 seconds. 3, 2, 1, go. So shoulder pulses. So pulse for 3, and then over the top, pulse for 3. Pulling those shoulder blades down, back in front, pulling the shoulder blades together for 3. Good. Over the top. Keep these coming. Now again, you can make this easier by taking a wider grip on that band. You can make this harder by taking a closer grip on that band. More resistance, the closer those hands are together. Less resistance, the further away that they are. Should be focusing on that contraction and the position of your shoulder blades behind, not where your hands are and moving through the arms. Relax there. Good. Number 5 coming up. We're going to be halfway with this next one. Leg press. So lying on your back, band over the foot. Remember, if you're working the other side at this time, you need to make sure you're doing the other leg. Otherwise, when you do get back out on your bike, you're going to be really strong cycling either left or right. Good. So lying on your back, elbows into the side, and pressing that foot forward, taking care not to lock that knee out. Good. Again, you can use a heavier resistance band to make this harder, or you can wrap it around the hands a little bit more. That is going to depend on the length of the bands that you have. Some come in that are very, very long. Some come up shorter. So just holding them as they are will be plenty resistance enough. Depends on the brand that you've purchased. Good. We've got 10 seconds left. Keep pushing through. We're nearly there. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and relax. Good. Okay, standing up for me now. Upright row, lighter resistance band for this one. 1 foot on the bottom, and then hands at the side, nice high elbows, lifting up to shoulder height. Upright row. Get yourself ready. We are off in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Let's go. So rowing through, pulling up. Good. Working outside of the shoulders, working the top of the chest, working the mid to upper back. Making sure we're not leaning in at that chest for this one. Good. 15 seconds done, 20 to go. Again, you can put that second foot on. Going to be a lot harder if you do. But if you're feeling strong, absolutely go for it. Now's the time. We've got 10 seconds left. Should be feeling the burn in the last 5 to 8 seconds. Push through, nearly there. 3, 2, 1, and relax. Good. Okay, we are well and truly over the hump. We've got number 7 coming up. Tricep extension. Light resistance band. We're going to take it, wrap it around the hand, take it over the shoulder. Make sure you're working the other side this time if you did just do one side. And then other arm behind to take hold of that band and then extending over the top. We're off in 3, 2, 1. Let's go. Round number 7. Good. So nice big extensions over the top. Good. So working the tricep back of the upper arm. And hopefully by now you should be realizing that for a tiny piece of equipment you can put in a very strong, very solid workout with just resistance bands. Good, 10 seconds left. Now while this particular workout may not be the most cardiovascularly demanding, more of a strength or resistance based workout, it is very, very good quality. You are going to feel this workout, absolutely no doubt about that. Right, we are exercise number 8 next. We're going to be down on the mat, bridge, lifting up through the heels, lift the hips off the floor, squeeze the bum cheeks together, hands at the side. If you want to make this harder and use the resistance band, please take a resistance band across the hips, holding it down with the hands. You should feel tension at all points as you lift that hip off the floor. It should not be really light as you lift through. Now, of course, you can adjust that resistance at that point where you're holding that band down. So lift and squeeze. Nice straight line through the hip, through the shoulder, through the hip to the knee. That's good. And again, you can start with the band and take it away if you need to. Got last 10 seconds to go. We've got 2 more exercises, 2 more stations left to go after this. We're going to finish this workout nice and strong. 3, 2, 1. Relax. 20 seconds rest. We have got bicep curls next. So standing up, light to medium resistance band, 1 foot on the band, wrap it around the hands if you need to, and then curling up, rotating that palm facing the chest at the top. We're nearly there. 2 stations to go. 4, 3, 2, 1. Let's go. So curling up, working the front of the upper arm this time. Arms and shoulders have got a lot of work in this particular set. Good. Second foot on that band if you do need to make it a little bit harder. Using the resistance bands to work the lower body, a little bit more challenging just with the one type of resistance band, but can be done, as you've seen today. We've got a good mix of lower body exercises. And of course, you can mix this up if you find there's a little bit too many arms in this workout for you. You can swap this out for a squat, something like a goblet squat with a kettlebell, or a sit to stand would be fine. We're into our last 20 seconds rest. Lateral raises coming up, last one. So 1 foot on the band, light resistance band lifting up, slight bend at the elbow, lifting up to shoulder height. You can do this one with dumbbells or with a light weighted object if you find the band is a bit too heavy, but we're going to finish this circuit off strong. 3, 2, 1. Last 35 seconds on the clock. We're going to push through to the finish now, working the outside of those shoulders. Keeping that core nice and tight. Good. 20 seconds left on the clock. That's it. Keep pushing through. Know your arms are tired. You should be feeling this by now. But we're going to push through for those last 10 seconds. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Well done, everybody. Relax. That is a full set. Brilliant effort today. Hope you'd enjoy it. Hope you enjoyed it. I hope you've seen how versatile these resistance bands can be. You can take these exercises with the bands and you can mix them up with the other circuits that we've got. You can swap them out for exercise variations with dumbbells, no problem at all there. You can make some of those exercises that are body weight based a little bit more challenging that we've already done. Or you can come back and do this workout again. If you do, you can start at the 6-minute mark if you don't want to go and review any of the workout videos that go with this one. I will leave you to cool down. There is the cool down video available. Please go check that out. 5 minutes of stretching and cool down work. But well done, and I hope to see you all in another video very soon.